Welcome again to this segment. As usual, my name is Samuel. Today we shall be talking about variables, and once we talk about variables, we shall add and subtract variables. Before you view this segment, please, it is suggested that you view this segment on integers, because we are going to use the knowledge from the segment on adding and subtracting integers. That knowledge, we are going to use it on adding and subtracting variables. In mathematics, we usually refer to variables as alphabets. Anytime you see alphabets, we usually call them variables. Variables are usually alphabets, and constants are usually numbers. This is not a fixed rule, but for your level, we shall be going with this rule. Under variables, we have what we call like variables and unlike variables. Like variables, we also have what we call unlike variables. Like variables are variables that are of the same type. Unlike variables are variables that are of different type. Like if you have x, negative 3x, 5x, negative 10x, negative 20x. All these are like variables. If you have k, 2k, 10k, negative 10k, these are like variables. But when you have something like k, x, negative p, these are unlike variables. So we are going to try and add and subtract both the like variables and unlike variables. We are going to learn that in this session. Let's go to adding like variables. Usually when you go to a shopping mall or to the retail store and you want to buy some, let's say some pencils. Let's say your pencil, let the pencil be P. If you want to buy two pencils, that means you will say it's 2p. If you want to buy 10 pencils, 10p. 15 pencils, 15p. So what happens with variables are just what you learnt in numbers, but you are trying to bring that knowledge and apply it with alphabets. So all the alphabets you see, just treat them as if you would treat ordinary numbers. That is the way you do it. So let's say now that you have two pencils and your brother has 3 pencils. Altogether, how many pencils do you and your brother have? That is 5 pencils, 5p. Now, do you see how it goes? Let's say you have $2 and your brother has $3. Altogether, how much do both of you have? $5. You don't have 5. No. I have had some students, I will ask them, okay, let's say you have $2, your brother has $3. Altogether, how much do you have? If you say 5, it's wrong. You don't have 5. You have $5. You have to always put the unit, or you have to always put the variable. You cannot say that 2p plus $3. You see, this, let's say that p is in pencil and this is in $3. In this case, they are unlike variables. In this case, you are dealing with like variables. These are like variables. These are like variables. But in this case, where you have p and then you have dollar here, these are unlike variables. So in any case, you can easily add like variables. You add them as if they are just numbers, as if they are integers. Just add them and put the variable that they have. Like I said earlier, you need to view the segment on addition and subtraction of integers so that you can apply it here. But when you have unlike variables, you cannot do anything because they are not the same. If you have something like 2p plus 3k, you don't know what p is, you don't know what k is. Let's say that p is pencil, let's say that k is key. You cannot add pencil and key. So this will give you 2p plus 3k. So this is like an overview of like and unlike variables. We are going to do some more examples and that will be A. Alright, let's solve these examples. Number 1, negative 3k plus 5k. Number 2, negative 3k minus 5k. Number 3, 4p minus 10p plus 3p. Number 4, negative 5p plus 5k. Number 5, negative 5p plus 5p. 6, 7j minus p. 7, k minus k. Alright, let's do these few examples. Here, just if some of you will see k and you get scared, first thing you do is identify whether it is a like variable or unlike variable. That is the first thing you do. Identify whether it's like variable or unlike variable. In this case, this is a like variable. So when you have seen that it's a like variable, like I said earlier on, treat them as if they are numbers, as if they are integers. Forget about the variable first. What do I mean by forget about the variable? Just say like negative 3 plus 5. That is one way to do it. First, one way to do it is you can forget about the variable and do your operation, and after that you put back the variable. Like, assuming you say negative 3 plus 5, you owe 3, you have 5, that means it gives you 2. And then when you finish, you put back the variable, and that is 2k. This is only when it is like variables. If it is not, if it is a mixture of like and unlike variables, or if it's a mixture of variables and constants, you cannot do it that way. This is only for like variables. That is one way to do it. A second way to do it is apply it in real life terms. Let's say you owe 3 keys. Let's say k is key. Let's say that k means key. So let's say you owe 3 keys, but you have 5 keys. That means in all you have 2 keys remaining. In this case, this is negative 8k. If you have questions, like I said, refer back to the video segment on addition and subtraction of integers. In this case, you have 4, you owe 10, that's negative 6p. If you do the first one. Now, for this one, I would like to do it step by step. I will do more examples when you have more than 2 terms. You know, here you have 3 terms. The first term is 4p, the second term is negative 10p, the third term is 3p. When you have more than 2 terms, I would suggest that you do it in order. 4p minus 10p plus 3p. I will take it 2 at a time. So this is negative 6p plus 3p, and this will give you negative 3p. That is the way I will do it. If you do it step by step, it is difficult for you to make mistake that way. Here, if you look at this, is this a like variable or unlike variables? These are unlike variables because here you have p, let's say pencil, and here you have k, key. They are unlike variables, so you cannot do anything. You leave the answer like that, negative 5p plus 5k. That is the answer. You cannot do anything with it. Here you owe 5 pencils, but you have 5 pencils, so that is 0. 0p, which is still 0. Here they are unlike variables, 7j minus p. They are unlike variables. So because they are unlike variables, you don't do anything. You leave it like that, 7j minus p. Here you have 1k, 1 key, and you owe 1 key. That is 0k, which is 0. Let's look at some more examples. In this case, more problems, more complex problems. If we have something like negative 3j plus 5k minus j plus 2k, we have 2v plus 4g minus v plus 5. Here you have k minus 5. Here you have negative k, negative 2k plus 5j minus k. Here you have x plus y plus x minus y minus x plus y. Okay, if we look at these problems, number 8, negative 3j plus 5k minus j plus 2k. Now, here we have a mixture of both like and unlike variables. So what do we have to do? We get the like variables, we get the unlike variables, but we don't change their signs. We do not. Like, what is the sign of 3j? That's a negative sign, is in front of 3j. A positive sign is in front of 5k. A negative sign is in front of j. A positive sign is in front of 2k. So let's get the like variables together. Now, negative j. Some of you might be asking, what is this? Or when you have j. Let me ask you something. If I say, hi, sweetie, can you give me pencil? If I just tell you to give me pencil, P, give me pencil. Let's say P, give me P. Or I owe you pencil, negative P. I have pencil. Or I owe you pencil. If I say I have pencil, how many pencils am I talking about? That means 1. If I have 2 pencils, I will say 2 pencils. Now, if I tell you give me pencil, how many do you think I'm asking about? It's only 1. If I want you to give me 2 pencils, I will say give me 2 pencils, 2p. But if I just want you to give me a pencil, sometimes I'll just say give me pencil. That means it's only 1 I'm talking about. So whenever you see p, this means it's 1p. If you see negative p, it means negative 1p. If you see j, like I wrote earlier on, it means 1j. If you see negative j, it still means negative 1j. We just do not put 1 in front of it. We just do not put 1 in front of it. So that's why. So here will be negative 3j minus j plus 5k plus 2k. So here you owe 3, you owe 1. So that means you owe 4, negative 4j plus 7k. You have 5, you have 2. And that will be the answer. Remember what I said. You don't change the sign. You just get them as they are. You don't change the sign. Any sign they have in front of them, put it as they are. J has a negative sign, bring it back here, negative j. Don't come and say positive negative j or positive j. Leave it as it is. Number 9, 2v plus 4g minus v plus 5. We get the like terms, 2v minus v. Of course, this means 1v plus 4g plus 5. Okay, 2v minus v is v. But 4g and 5, they are just unlike terms. We can't do anything with them. We leave it that way. We just leave it that way because just like you have unlike variables, when you have a variable and a constant, you cannot add them. You cannot. You just leave it that way. If I ask you $2 plus 2, $2 plus 2. What you should ask me is, okay, what does the other 2 mean? If I ask you now, $2 plus 2. Now, I didn't say $2 plus $2. I said $2 plus 2. You will still answer, it will be $2 plus 2. Because you don't know what this other 2 means. This other 2 might mean 2 pencils. It might mean 2 erasers. It might mean 2 markers. So you just leave it that way. When you have a variable and a constant, you leave it that way. Okay, let's do some more. Let's finish it. Number 10. Number 10, k minus 5. Of course, this still means 1k. Like I said earlier on, 1k. This is a variable, this is a constant. You can do anything with it. This is k minus 5. Leave it that way. Number 11, negative k, negative 2k plus 5j minus k. So here is also a mixture of like and unlike variables. We get the like variables together as usual. Negative k, negative 2k, negative k plus 5j. You owe. Right? You owe 1, you owe 2, you owe 1. So, like I said, I will do it step by step so you don't make mistake. This is negative 3k, negative k plus 5j. So this is negative 4k plus 5j. And that is it. Now, some textbooks would like to write it 5j minus 4k because we don't like writing negative in front of something. We don't like writing negative in front of something. So if you write it this way, you're still correct. If you write it this way, you're still correct. 5j minus 4k. Okay, number 12, and I'll be rounding up. Number 12, you have x plus y plus x minus y minus x plus y. Now this will give you x plus x minus x. Get the like terms plus y minus y plus y. So this will be 2x minus x. I'm doing it one at a time. Y minus y is 0 plus y. So this is x plus 0 plus y. And that is x plus y. Another thing I want to mention before I come to close this segment is that the same way, some of you might wonder why I didn't do signs like this. That is the same way you still do it. Like assuming I have this. Remember, like I said, view the video segment on adding and subtracting integers. Remember the rules. When you have two signs, you make it one sign. When you have 2 signs, make it one sign. You should not forget this rule. I mentioned it in the other segment. That is the same thing we do here. We make all these 2 signs to be one sign. X minus y minus x plus y. If you do it that way. And this is x minus y plus y. And that is 0 plus 0, and that is 0. Thank you for viewing this segment. If you have questions, please feel free to go to my website and post your questions, or you make the comments on the YouTube video. On the moment of conscience with Sam Dom, what I usually do, the moment of conscience with Sam Dom. On the moment of conscience, I would like to thank my very good friend in London. I would like to thank him a lot in this moment of conscience. He has been a good model, a good friend, a good inspiration. By name, Comrade Abu, Newcastle upon Tyne, England. Thank you. I'm just kind of trying to, I'm dedicating this segment to you and encouraging you to continue. He's a civil engineer like I am. So to continue in the work of your profession, and I wish you the best. Thank you all for doing this segment. Meet you some other time. Thanks.